Good morning, and welcome to another edition of Mark's Inspiration. Glad you could join me here today, as always. Today's topic is going to be never argue with a woman. Why not, you might say? Well, you're going to find out. But first, like and subscribe. Check out my books on Amazon, Coming Back Home, The True Adventure of Mark Daniels, and The Power is Within. And if you'd like to get my help personally, my website is marksinspiration.com. I offer private counseling sessions. Check that out, and you can find more out about me there. And if you're watching this on Instagram, you can find me on YouTube at Mark Daniels, Mark's Inspiration. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you can find me at Mark's Inspiration. Now, let's begin. Why not argue with a woman? When you know you're right, you do you? You know you're right. Well, you may be right. But someone once asked me, would you rather be right or happy, Mark? Now, some of you may be saying, well, you got to keep a woman in check. You can't let her get over on you. It's not about her getting over on you. Arguing with her shows her that you need her to agree with you, which equals needing her approval or her cooperation, and you're going to force her. She has to cooperate on her own, and I think she should cooperate with you. But you're never going to make her cooperate with you by arguing with her. Because in her mind, she looks at things on a subjective level, how she feels. So maybe she tells you something like this: you never take me out anymore. And you think, what the hell is she talking about? I just took her out last Friday, the Saturday before that, and the Thursday before that. What the hell's wrong with her? So you immediately get your button pushed because that's bullshit, and you say, I took you out last Thursday. Well, it's just not the same as it used to be. You used to really take me out and act like you enjoyed being with me. You treated me like a queen, let's say. And you're thinking, hell, I opened the door for her. I talked to her. I paid attention to her. What the hell's wrong with her? So you start telling her all the things that you've done lately and everything you did for her when you took her out. You took her out to that restaurant she always wanted to go to. What the hell's wrong with her? She doesn't make sense. It's not logical. Well, that's just it. You're trying to logicalize it. You're trying to rationalize it. She feels like you never take her out anymore because she feels like it's not how she wants it to be, how she remembers it used to be. So no matter how much you argue with her, you're not going to change her mind because she's not basing her argument on reality, on facts, on logic. She's basing it on how she feels in that moment. I'm sure some of you, if you've had a long-term relationship, have heard your woman say something like this. And I forgot what it was. Oh, so many things I've heard in my life. What was I going to tell you? You never say you love me anymore. There's a good one for you. And you think, I just told her this morning before I left, I love you. So you start once again thinking of all the times you told her that you loved her. And you ask her if she doesn't remember. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you told her 100 times in the last week. She feels like you don't say it anymore. It has nothing to do with objective reality, but her subjective reality, what she feels inside. She feels like you don't say it anymore. So how can you argue with something that is not even in the outer world a reality? You can't. And when you do it, it just makes you look weak. So there you go. I could give you dozens of other examples, but it's how they feel in the moment. I'll give you one more. Let's say she doesn't feel safe with you. And you're like, do you remember a month ago when that guy came up to us and tried to attack us and I beat the shit out of him? What do you mean you don't feel safe with me? I'm a mixed martial arts fighter. I'm a UFC champ. This is extreme, of course, but okay, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter that she is safe with you. You're doing something simply, some simp action that's making her feel unsafe with you, even though you're the baddest son of a bitch that's ever walked this earth. So you're trying to use logic and she's speaking with emotion. Two different worlds. It just doesn't work. So, a few examples there. Now, what do you do? What do you do, Mark? Well, first off, you don't argue. Just say, why do you feel that way? Or what do you mean by that? And just listen to her. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to agree. You don't have to disagree. Now, if she gets irate or starts attacking your character, and that is something that would have started long ago. But let's say it just begins this day. Then you get up and you say, honey, I'll be glad to listen to you. Tell me how you feel. But I'm not going to tolerate this craziness, depending on how she's talking to you. When you settle down and you want to talk rationally, I'll be glad to listen to you. You get up and you walk away. And she might even start throwing shit at you. But if she does, you better be thinking about moving on from that. That's a red flag. But probably not the first time she won't do something like that. If that does come to pass, it's because you've allowed her to disrespect you too many times. Just walk away from her. If she's getting irate, if she's not, then listen to what she has to say. And use these magic words. I understand how you feel. Maybe you don't, but you can at least say, I understand. Okay, you can understand that you don't understand. So I'm not telling you to be dishonest, but understand, and I'm telling you now that she thinks differently than you. She thinks more on an emotional level than you. So you need to remember that. But these magic words work very well when a woman's telling you things that don't make any sense. I understand. Okay, like I said, it's not dishonest. You're understanding that she is thinking on an emotional level. And that is what you mean when you say, I understand. Doesn't mean you agree or understand what she's saying in that moment. You just understand that she's a woman, she thinks differently from you, and you're accepting that. Now, like I said, if she's attacking your character or being derogatory to you or disrespecting you, that's a different deal. You just get up and walk away and say, when you calm down, I'll be glad to talk to you. No matter what happens, don't allow her to push your buttons to get you to react emotionally, because that shows weakness. And you have to be strong. You have to be able to handle it during her emotional turmoil. She looks to you to be there for her, to be her rock, to be her immovable mountain, to be her shelter in the storm. And that's your job as a man. All right? I got to get out of here. Got to go to work. Have a great day. And remember, never, ever argue with a woman.